GameSpot 100, Player 2 100, PlayStation Universe another 100, The Gamer 100, VGC 100, IGN 100. With all of those high scores, how could the reviewers have gotten it wrong? It sounds like this game was an incredible masterpiece. But this is Deathloop. This is one of the games that made me start my channel because of the high praise that it got. It was unwarranted. When gamers actually got their hands on it, we instantly recognized that this was not a good game, and it sure as shit wasn't no 10 out of 10. So let's take a look at IGN's perfect 10 out of 10 review here. I've played a lot of games that are a little bit like it. Dishonored, Hitman, Outer Wilds, and even Dark Souls among them. But never anything that fits so many interesting ideas together to create something so fascinatingly unique. What game is he talking about? Because that is not Deathloop. The fact that you would even try to compare Deathloop to Outer Wilds, Dark Souls, or even Hitman is complete nonsense. I can understand Dishonored. It is from the same developer, but the other three are not even close. It's a simple idea that got overcomplicated by a bunch of terrible gameplay features that make it incredibly boring. If you look at it on the surface level, it does do a lot of things right, but that doesn't make it fun. You're a guy stuck in a time loop on an island with a bunch of weirdos and the dumbest AI imaginable, and your goal is to kill specific people in a certain order to break the loop. It sounds like a good premise, but after the first 2 hours, everything in this game falls completely apart. Which is why I think that most of the people that gave this game a high score only played the first couple of hours. Because those 2 hours are incredible. The characters, the way they talk, are genuinely funny, but that's it. After that, the game becomes a repetitive, boring nightmare that you just walk around the same 4 levels at different times a day. You can either blast your way through all the stupid enemies or sneak around trying to figure out what you're supposed to do. And that's it. There's nothing special about the game. It's not difficult. The gunplay is boring because, once again, the enemies are stupid. Arcane tried to make the game more interesting with the character Juliana being able to invade your game, which can even be another player, but it doesn't matter because there are no consequences. You just die and redo the loop. It's not a threat, it's just an annoyance, like 90% of the game. This is the exact game that made me to decide to never listen to any of these major reviewers again. Let's read IGN's final verdict here. Despite seemingly endless complexities, Deathloop is one of the most confidently designed games I have ever played. Bullshit. Arcane Studios has crafted a world made of ideas linked by meaningful connections. Also bullshit. Time influences space. Space influences tactics. All of the enemies are so dumb, you can just walk up and stab them or use a basic pistol. Its unique, high-concept ideas are implemented with elegance, making its systems feel effortless to navigate. A complete load of crap. The game has some of the worst menu systems I have ever seen. Trying to figure out what you're supposed to be doing in this game is awful. It sets a new, high watermark for Arcane and developers of similar games to aspire to. Deathloop is a game like no other. Now that part I will agree with, because I can't think of another game that got a 10 out of 10 that was this bad. Like I said, if you only played this game for the first 2 hours, then yeah, you probably enjoyed it. But if you tried to get through the whole thing, chances are you hated it. It was not good. So, is Deathloop the worst game I've ever played? No. But is it a 10 out of 10? It's nowhere close. But let me know what you think in the comments. Would you kindly leave a like and subscribe, and I will talk to y'all later.